What's up, everybody? James Duggan with IGN Access here with the one and only Jared Petty.
Except no substitutes.
Absolutely. We put out a tweet and you responded wanting to know about the Bethesda conference. So, I've gotten Jared Petty, our #1 Bethesda expert, to answer specifically. Nick wants to know the next Elder Scrolls game. Do you think we'll see it there?
No, I don't think we will. I do think there's a possibility we'll see a remaster. It makes a lot of sense at this point. It shouldn't be too much trouble, other than the enormous amount of art assets involved, to go back and take a game as popular as Skyrim and be like, hey, play this on your next-gen console. Here's a sort of a Game of the Year Super Edition. But as for Elder Scrolls, I think with Fallout having just come out last November, there's probably one more year.
Okay, well, Zach Holster, piggybacking immediately off of that, it's interesting you mentioned a remaster because he wants to know about an Oblivion 10-year remaster, which seems very ambitious, but do you think it's a possibility?
I think it's unlikely, and the reason for that, again, as I went back to before, is the art. The problem with going back to Morrowind or Oblivion is it's just so much to rebuild. You've already got this enormous world that you have to completely reskin and retool to work on new hardware. I think that would be an awful lot of work, maybe for the potential return. That said, I would kill to see it.
So Nick's tweet about an Elder Scrolls game was optimistic, but this one is just completely jumping that. Chipperdude17 with just 1 million upvotes wants to know, Fallout 5?
No, the timing's not right. They're going to give us another Elder Scroll game before they give us a Fallout game, most likely. So I think it's going to be quite some time before we see another mainline Fallout game come from Bethesda. I do think we're almost certainly going to see lots of details on the upcoming DLC. We've already had Far Harbor come out. That was absolutely immense. We've had Automatron and we've had Wasteland Workshop, which were kind of utility sets. What are we going to see next? There's been some people digging around in the source code, and they think they might have found allusions to a Nuka-Cola amusement park. I love the idea. I think that'd be great, but I think there's plenty more DLC to sell us before they move on to Fallout 5.
I really hope that there's some super mutants riding the Nuka-Cola ride.
I want Roller Coaster Tycoon in After the Apocalypse. Yeah,
that would be badass. All right, so Brix wants to know Evil Within 2. Now, before you say, well, maybe not, I do want to point out that there was a promo photo released for the Bethesda conference, and in it was the Keeper from the first Evil Within.
Yeah, they show him there, and I think that makes sense. The timing's about right. Evil Within was a really neat game. We don't know what they've been working on ever since then. So yeah, I actually think that that an Evil Within announcement would make perfect sense right about now.
So also in this promotional photo, we can see Corvo from Dishonored, which is very interesting. I mean, that's got to make an appearance, right?
Yeah, Dishonored's absolutely coming. I mean, it's coming out in November, but Bethesda's actually told us we're going to see a gameplay demo at the conference, so we can look forward to that. We haven't actually seen a lot of this publicly, so finally we're going to get a look at the two protagonists. We're going to get a better look at that kind of new, reworked world. Heard rumors of new verticality, a lot of new mechanics added in. We're going to get a really good peek at Dishonored. This is when they're going to sell it to us. I think this is probably going to be the cornerstone of Bethesda's show.
Going back to the DLC, we just saw Doom drop. A lot of people really liked it. It was received very well. A little bit of a dichotomy there, but still, DLC definitely coming for that game. Do you think we'll get a preview of that?
I think so, and I think this would be about the right time to show single-player DLC for that game in particular. So yeah, I really think the odds are about 70-30 that they'll show that, and then I really enjoyed Doom. Doom's one of my favorite games this year, and I'd like to see more of it.
All right, have I forgotten anything? Is there anything you can think of?
Well, there is Battlecry.
Oh my God, I didn't even remember about
the
that.
Forgotten Bethesda game. Yeah, there's this game they showed, and then it just sort of vanished, and now we have, it's just sort of disappeared, and maybe that's a good thing based on the early look at we got at it. It was this kind of third-person, free-to-play action game, and that's gone. And then, of course, there's the other id properties they're sitting on. Doom seems to have been pretty successful, so does that mean we'll see a Quake game? That'd be great. And what's going on with Wolfenstein? Again, another id property.
All right, well, I asked you everything I needed to ask, but I want to ask you, do you have any more questions? Tweet at IGN with the hashtag IGN Access, and for all things Bethesda, keep it right here on IGN.